So we're almost at the start of the summer 2024 anime season. And there is a ton of anime on this list. I mean, we've got many returning shows like Oshinoko Season 2, Tower of God Season 2, and so many other follow-ups to some popular series. But also in new seasons of anime, we get introduced to some new concepts, some new shows that could form into being something massive, or just could have 12 episodes and just die out. I mean, we're seeing shows like the Suicide Squad Isekai, which was something that I didn't really expect. I mean, we got that one deer show, which, yeah, you probably all know the clip that I'm talking about. And also we got the My Hero movie, which I don't think anybody wanted, but it's still there, and it's kind of cool to see. But in this video, we're going to be talking about one particular anime that's coming out this summer, called Alya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. Now, obviously, that is a very weird title that you probably weren't expecting at all. And this is pretty much a kind of like romancy, slice of life kind of anime, and the plotline reads like this. Alya is a transfer student enjoying popularity at her new high school, often sporting a cold shoulder while earning high marks in class. She ignores her nerdy classmate Kuze Masachika, except for whenever she blurts out a flirtatious line to him in Russian. Little does she know, Kuze understands Russian, though pretends not to. Let's see where this wacky love story takes them. So again, this is a very interesting concept. Obviously, there are tons of romance animes coming out all the time, and it can get a little bit boring with just having the same concept, you know, kind of like students falling in love or whatever. That's kind of a common trope that we see in anime. But this with the whole Russian added to it feels a little bit different, and I'm kind of excited for this. There's one fact that you probably clicked on this video for that I found quite interesting. As you know, Russia and Japan just don't really, go together. You don't really think of them whenever you think of both of the countries, even though, to be fair, if we do look on Google Maps here, they are pretty much the closest countries to each other. Maybe South Korea is a little bit closer, but literally they are almost touching. So why wouldn't Russia be that big in Japan? And well, what's interesting is the main character for the show, Alya. The voice actor for Alya is Sumire Uesaka, who is actually pretty well known in the anime community. She's voiced a ton of characters recently. If we look, she's voiced in Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, which came out last season. She also voiced in 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You, which was an insane show. It was kind of hard to get my head around, but yeah, she plays the mother in that, which is cool. And she just plays a lot of big name characters, and obviously now she is playing Alya, the main character. And if I quickly just play this clip from the trailer of the show, you can see that the title pretty much lives up to what it says. So yeah, the character actually speaks Russian. It isn't just some kind of weird translation that they do and it's still in Japanese and they just say, oh, it is Russian. They actually speak Russian in the show, which I find is really cool and really unique. And no, they didn't get some other voice actor in to do this. This is pretty much all Sumire, which is kind of surprising to see in the anime industry. Obviously, there isn't very many voice actors that can speak multiple languages. We did have that one a couple of months ago in a seasonal anime. I forgot what it was, but she did both of the Japanese and English voicing for one character, which was super cool. But no, in this, she actually uses her knowledge of the Russian language and uses it in the anime, which I find quite surprising. And you might be wondering, well, why did she actually learn this? Did she learn it just to get this role? Has she been practicing it since she was told that she got the role? Well, no, she has actually had a deep love for Russia since the beginning, like before this anime was even out. So it's kind of perfect that she was like picked for this role. And this brings me onto this article from the Sofia University. I have no idea where this is. I'm not sure if she was a student here, but she pretty much did an interview with some of the people over there talking about how anime can bring young Japanese and Russian people closer, because obviously anime is getting a lot more global and a lot of people, will enjoy it, including people in Russia. Now, in this interview, it pretty much says that she went on a study trip to Moscow, which is the capital of Russia. They pretty much just went around, had a look at stuff. I'm guessing they went to maybe some museums and stuff and just learned about the culture and everything to do with Russia. And then she was attracted by the Soviet Union and Russia after hearing the national anthem of the USSR whenever she was in high school, which again is super surprising. And she goes on to say that the anthem fascinated her with its majestic melody and beautiful Russian tune, and that she was lucky enough to get a recommendation to enroll in a department of Russian studies at Sofia University, and that she, made a decision to learn it whenever she went to university, which is kind of cool, I guess. I mean, everyone has their own interests. As you know, in Japan, people are very, very strongly into whatever they're into. We've got the whole, train otakus thing. We've got normal otakus who just love anime and manga. And then you have people who love the USSR and Russia. And yeah, it just goes on to say that she's been extremely interested in like foreign studies and just studying Russian speaking and just everything to do with Russia. It's not that she's just interested in the language, she's also interested in the culture and just everything that goes on over there. And that she says, therefore, voicing a Russian character is an expertise of hers. And obviously voicing in the Alya anime is probably like the perfect fit, as I said earlier in this video. Being able to speak Russian was probably a huge help for her getting this role. Because yeah, it's kind of funny to see. Now, to be fair, it does get a little bit weird here where she goes into talking about like the Soviet era and, you know, what she thinks about it. She kind of like idolizes a lot of the terrible people that, you know, existed during the Soviet Union, which is a little bit weird. And obviously a lot of people have their concerns. She's been like pictured in like a lot of militaristic clothing, which again is where this story gets a little bit darker. She does seem to like be interested in a lot of the darker stuff to do with Russia, as well as the lighter, you know, just interested side of it. But again, as I said, lots of people have very, you know, specialist interests. And I think just Russia and the USSR is just one for her. But again, this means that there is a lot of people that are very much opposed to her voicing in a lot of these anime, especially the ones that don't even include the Russian stuff. I mean, like 100 Girlfriends, it's a massive anime, and a lot of these are massive animes and games. And I've seen multiple posts online of people being like, she shouldn't be allowed anywhere near the community and whatever. But again, she seems to be doing pretty good as a voice actor, and you can say with a lot of artists and a lot of actors and stuff like that, you separate their like art from the artist. So I'm not particularly trying to sway you at all in this video in whether you should support her or not support her. I just think it's kind of cool how she's like actually learned a lot about the USSR and Russia and everything like that, and her actual interest in it, because obviously there's lots of people that just take an anime role just because they want a job and they want to be a voice actor over actually like knowing stuff about like the show and being a specialist in Russian and stuff to do with Russia, which again is just super helpful whenever it comes to voicing in the anime. But yeah, I'm more interested in what you guys think about this. Do you think that it's a little bit weird that she's so obsessed with the USSR and Russia? Or do you think it's kind of a cool thing and that it could help Alya sometimes hides her feeling in Russian succeed? Because obviously this is a very specialist anime and they don't have to hire 2 voice actors to voice the Russian part and the Japanese part. And yeah, just let me know what you think down in the comments. Now, obviously this is one of my first kind of anime videos on this new channel, so if you enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I will be making much more on news, just fun facts that I see in the anime sphere, and more serious ones, maybe like this, maybe even worse than this, which just interest me and I think that might interest you too. Yeah, also don't forget to go over to Gamer Subs and use my code Kaza, which I will leave in the link below, and I will see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.